and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within, oh. I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame, oh. Do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm just sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. Whoa, I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. It's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs, too many things to criticize. So I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. A lie.
All right, all right. Welcome to the 20th episode of the Justin Spaulding Show. Date today, the 6th of May? 7th of May?
7.
It was Cinco de Mayo not too long ago. So, how's everyone's week going? Hope it's going well. Thanks for joining us. I don't know if you're with us watching live, if you're hearing this, if you're listening to this maybe 5 years after the fact. Maybe right now for the person listening, it's actually 2024. I don't know. We just kind of put this stuff out there, and
You live there. Live in that year.
I do live in that year. I'm already way ahead of the game. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. If you haven't yet, please go check us out on YouTube. Please subscribe to us there. Martin, I'm just watching the screen roll by right now. We have the SG Realty, the Prime Painters symbol down there. Can we get like the just? Oh, it's up in the upper left. Nice job, you're ahead of me. So, all right. Well, we have some questions I know for today's show, and on top of that, I can talk a little bit about the deal, a little bit more in depth, I guess, about the deal. Now, at this point in time, that we're closing in June, which I forgot to bring my computer in here, Martin, so I have to grab my computer, and we can get that hooked up and talk a little bit about that and show you guys and just talk about what I like about the deal, what makes me excited about the deal. It might, provoke one of you guys to invest with us, although this one is pretty much full already. But maybe not in this deal or the next deal or whatever, or you might learn something from it as far as what I'm looking at and all this stuff. So thank you guys so much for joining. Yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna wait a couple seconds here for Martin to get back in. If you're live with us right now on Facebook or on YouTube, you can leave your questions and we get those real time, and we'll mix them in with the actual questions. If you're watching on Instagram Live or if you're watching on TikTok, you can leave questions and I'll periodically look at the screen and we'll get those answered as well. Any thoughts, comments, current events, we can kind of talk about anything. What's really going on with the Aaron Rodgers thing? I don't know. As a Packer fan, I don't know. I think he's going to still be a Packer this fall. I think I just have a hard time believing anything I see in the media these days. So that, I know I've been getting asked that question a lot. What do you think about Aaron Rodgers and the whole thing? Hey, you look at it, he is underpaid compared to some other guys, He probably has some things to not be happy about, but also I don't think it's as big of a deal as everyone's making it out to seem. I think that some people just want to get some recognition and get their name in the news, and so they have to bring up Aaron Rodgers to do that because he's always such a hot topic. So, get my computer plugged in. Martin, I think we'll go through my questions first that people sent, and then we can go through. Actually, you know what? Let's try to get this. Is there a way that Marty and I'd be able to show the pictures of the new deal on my computer?
You can show anything you want from.
So what if I try to go to SharePoint and I can pull those up there? Oh, you know what? I know what I can do. I have them on YouTube as well, just because some of our investors wanted to see it, so I put it as a private video. So I can go to YouTube, go to my channel.
Want to share your screen?
Go to my videos. Yeah, let's not. Yeah, you can share the video, share the screen. Manage videos. We're gonna bring up the deal right now. We're gonna be sharing the screen. If you're just listening along, that's okay. If you want to get that from me, Madine. But we'll talk through this deal anyways. So the deal that we have under contract, I couldn't really specify or share pictures of the actual deal. So for a while I was just sharing this random drawing of a building, and people are like, dude, you're building new? And I'm like, no, it's not the actual, it's a placeholder because I couldn't, per the documents, I couldn't share the actual building or the details until we got to a certain day in due diligence when I already had some money go hard. And now that day has come and passed, I can be a little bit more detailed in the property publicly. I know if you've gotten into our investor portal on the back end, you've already been able to see a lot of the details. But we'll kind of go through some of those right now. So the deal is in West Allis, Wisconsin. It's 178 units, and the unique thing about this deal, we're always talking on the show about, people want to transact with people who close deals and who act on, take action, who don't just drag their feet and then waste everyone's time. Well, the deal that we have on our contract right now that we're going to close in June, this 178 unit deal that was construction completed in 2010. The current owner, we've actually bought a deal from in the past, about 2 years ago, and we made it relatively painless for him. There were probably things I could have gone back and tried to renegotiate in the middle, and I'm not someone that wants to do that because there's a lot of people out there that will beat up sellers. They'll get some under contract and they'll try to complain about every little thing. But I'm looking so far into the future that this is an exact example. And I even talked about it back then. You can find content from back then of like me talking about how I'm not going to beat the guy up over certain things because he had other real estate. I knew he was starting to get out of the apartment game he has over the last 10 to 12 years. And I knew if he had a good experience that he has other properties that hopefully, I had my fingers crossed, hopefully he'd bring them to me before anyone saw them. And that's what he did with this deal. So he was about to bring it to market. He was getting other, I think there's, I've gotten phone calls now, so I know that he was starting to get other brokers involved and stuff like that. But then he brought it to me and I said, hey, let's make a deal happen. And we made it pretty painless. He didn't have to waste, 3, 4, 5, 6 months marketing it and bringing all this traffic through the property. And we were able to come to a deal basically in a month of kind of talking back and forth, maybe 3 weeks, talking back and forth. It came to a number that worked for both of us. After maybe, I don't know, we countered back and forth each other maybe 2 or 3, 4 times and just kind of would get on the phone and hash it out, send emails and hash it out. And so, yeah, he's going to be able to close a lot sooner because I'm doing this and he just brought me directly in the deal versus having to market it and then having to get, call for offers and go through the whole process. So, which I think was important to him. So that being said, 178 units. It was built in 3 different phases. So there's 4 buildings all on one site. They're about 4 stories. There's about 6,700 square feet of commercial space that'll be vacant when we get it. I wasn't buying it for the commercial space anyways, right? So I wasn't banking to make a lot of money there anyways. I think we have like $20,000 a year revenue that we're showing in our projections from that. Now it'll be a bonus if we can just fill it and get more than that, which I think over time we will. We'll figure it out, and hopefully that space can also be like a value add. That's something that's really attractive to our tenants as well, having it right on site. So that being said, I'm going to share my screen right now. If you're not, turn the volume down. My screen, they don't need to hear that.
They can't hear you.
Well,
I made it.
but they can't hear the video, right?
No. I mean, if
So-
you want, I can make it them to hear.
No, it's all good. So now you can see it right now. This is the deal. So right here, I'm standing on like a 3rd story balcony, and I'm just looking out from an apartment, and you can see the building here to the right that I'm currently in. You can see the clubhouse down here, which is pretty cool. They redid it not too long ago. Yo, Marshall, what's up, man? I see you on Instagram joining us. Which I wish Instagram could see this. Maybe hold that up so Instagram can see it up there. So, but they probably can't hear me. But right here in the middle is the clubhouse. Then we scroll in. We got the other building. Right, and we got all 2 bed, 1 baths, 2 bed, 2 baths, 1 bed, 1 bath. And then we got there's the 4th building right there with this little tunnel thing going through it. This is the building that has the commercial space. In the clubhouse, which is right here, we also have a workout center. On the other side of this roof over there's a rooftop deck. And when you look out to the left, you can actually see the Milwaukee skyline. You can see Miller Park. Actually, from probably about 30% of these apartments, you actually get a really good, over this way, you get a really good view of downtown Milwaukee, the lake, and Miller Park, which is now called like American Family Field or something like that. So we're really excited about the deal. I mean, you can tell it's a lot newer asset than what we've been getting into. And my mindset is, some of this stuff right now is costing so much more. It's costing, just put it back to my face and then we'll go back, Modine. Everything is just costing so much more, and it's taking so much longer right now between paying subcontractors and contractors paying for materials. We've had delays with cabinets, and so our deal over in Waukesha actually and Signature 23, we've had so many delays remodeling apartments. It's just ridiculous, and everything's just starting to cost so much more. So we're actually starting to look at more and more. We're looking at newer buildings, that are like B plus. A minus, A, that are going to be longer term holds and just need less work and maybe more of a management play, maybe more how they're marketing and the service they're providing type play, so that we can add some value. Maybe they have some vacancy issues and the underlying sub-market is really healthy, really good. So that's what we're kind of starting to do, and that's why we're interested by this asset that was built in 2010. I mean, we're going to go through, there's a deal right across the street called the West Living, or the West or something they call it, and it was brought online, and it's a luxury, literally right across the street. It's like 210 units, 220 units. It was brought online right when COVID started, and they actually leased up 2 times faster than they thought. And so when I'm looking at that, I'm like, man, this market. So this property right now is about 91, 92% occupied, but the market is about 96 to 97% occupied. And when I'm looking at the comps, right, there's a comp that sold for like $80,000 per unit more just 8 months ago. There's the rent comps, and the rent comps to this property, they have 3 times now in the last 120 days. 3 times in the last 120 days, they've had, depending on the unit types, they've had increases, rent increases of 2.5% to 4%. Usually that's an annual number. That's happened 3 times in the last 120 days since I've been looking at this deal. So, the more rent disparity that we have between those apartments and the comps, those rent comps are anywhere from 250, depending on unit type, are between $250 per unit more up to $750 now per month more than our place. Plus, on top of that, the comps, those tenants are also getting billed back for water, and there's a RUBS implemented. Not the case here at our property. Water is included. So you just look at the rent disparity, and how tight the market is and the market pressure there. Right across across the street from us, another street, there's a farmer's market. Kitty corner from us, there's actually a new development going up that's going to be all new restaurants and all new, some office space, a hotel, other commercial space, and then long-term plan another 100 apartments. And the 100 apartments won't actually be done for 3 or 4 years if they go through with that. Some of those initial restaurants are supposed to be done in the next 8 months or so. So it's super promising. We're excited about it. I will, if we can share my screen again, and then I'm going to take Instagram so that Instagram can see. So that Instagram can see as well. But hopefully still hear me too. So let's escape out of there quick, and let's go back. So then here is the commercial space really quick. So Uber actually was in this building, in this space right here. It was one of Uber's actual physical office spaces. You can see the traffic out there. This is a very high traffic. All 2 of the 4 streets. So these 4 buildings sit on like one main block, one block, and 2 of the roads are main arteries. And so there's a lot of traffic around. This was Uber's space. They got up and left and just bought out their lease when COVID hit, because they just didn't want to be sitting on the real estate. But this is where they'd sign up new drivers and recruit people, et cetera, et cetera. So we got plans for this office space, and we'll hopefully be able to figure it out and be able to get someone else in there. Then we'll go through, what else do I have here? Here's the workout center area. If I can work this correctly, there's the workout center area. 1 second, bear with me. Clicking everywhere here. So the workout center, we're going to upgrade. But you got just kind of your basic stuff. It's a good little space for 178 units. It's not huge, but we're going to kind of update the space. Here's just a little bit more of the common areas and a mural that they got painted on the wall right now. And here's going upstairs to the overlook, the deck, the rooftop, which I think would be really cool on this rooftop when you get up here in a second. People can hold parties in there and everything. We've got a little business center in there as well for residents to come and work out of. I think it'd be really cool in this rooftop deck to get a gas, like a gas type fireplace up there. I have another video of that. Maybe not. What else do I have here? Again, here's more of the clubhouse from a different angle. But you got kind of a cool space, right? And there's ways that we can kind of improve our amenities to close the gap on some of our competitors in the area. You got underground parking. Each of the 4 buildings have underground parking. I want to say there's like 1.2 spaces of underground parking per unit, and then obviously there's surface parking as well. So that's some of the stuff that we have rolling there. Let me just keep going through videos here. I'll try to find some unit videos. Actually, here's from surface parking, shot from the surface parking. Again, I mean, you can see some other underground here. They got a little dog park right here that I'm kind of circling. It's not much of a dog park, but at least it's something. It's very tight and compact. There's not a lot of mowing that needs to be done. We got a little bit of exterior upkeep and immediate repairs that we're gonna do, about $15,000 worth. Some tuck pointing type stuff, and there's slate. You can see the slate tile. For some reason, they went slate when they developed this. People I'm buying from did not develop or build this. They're the second owner, will be the third owner, but the developers for some reason decided to use slate on an exterior, which, in my opinion, it's not smart to do in Wisconsin. So we're gonna figure out whether we replace some of the slate and just the stuff that's failing a little bit, or if we're gonna go through, rip all the slate off, and put something that's a little bit more attractive, a little bit more durable for the Wisconsin elements out there. And then let's see if we can get into some of these units real quick. The nice thing about this deal is we're not going to be ripping out cabinets. We're going to do more of more painting. We're going to do newer flooring, update the fixtures, once again make the amenities nicer. One of the first things we're going to do is there's a couple small repairs too on the roof, just tiny, about $6,000, $8,000 worth of repairs on the roof. So we're going to knock some of those things out, and then see if we can share.
Can't see it, but Rodgers said, "Can't beat a Justin Spaulding show on a lunch. I'm going to move there. Let's go." That's what he said.
Why is he gonna move there?
I don't know.
All right, so then here's from the roof. Whatever video I can drag in right now, I'm just gonna show. So here we are from the roof. We're on the flat roof here, standing. Yeah, Maudine, good job. Maudine, you're being so proactive. I love it. Standing from the roof, looking over the property. Again, you can see the clubhouse. You can see the garage spaces. You can see surface parking. You can see the 4 buildings. I'm going to fast forward just a little bit. You can see me being athletic here, holding the camera, going up and over these ledges and stuff. Some condenser units on the roof. But it's pretty good shape. All the roofs they're saying have 10 plus years. I think there's one roof they said 7 to 9 years, but you got 10 plus years on most of the roofs. And then from right here, it's hard to see. It all looks so much smaller than what it really is, but you're really not far. Do I show downtown? So there you got a pretty cool view of downtown. You got a pretty cool view of Miller Park right there. They call it First American Field, or American Family Field now or something. So you got pretty cool views, and once again, you get those cool views as well from the apartments, especially the ones that are on the 4th floor, basically at all the buildings that face that way, and then all the buildings facing that way on all the floors. You can floors 2 through 4, I should say, can get those views, and they're pretty cool views. The corner units here are sweet. I mean, they're big, they're spacious, about 1,300 square feet. They got the tall ceilings, which I think I have a video of a corner unit. And I'm excited about this deal. I can't wait to close this deal. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. This might just be a little hallway. So what we're going to do with these hallways, we'll get, actually this one already has new carpet. They went with like a green-gray type ordeal. Not saying that I love the color schemes, but at least it's new. It's not beat up. But we'll update all the other common areas, new lighting, new paint, new flooring, freshen it up, get it smelling good. I'm giving you guys all the looks today here. Let me see. Here's another video. This is of an apartment. I just want to be able to find corner unit. Maybe I don't have any videos of the corner unit.
Fair point.
Here's more of an interior of a unit. They already redid the flooring in this, but you can kind of see the layout. In this closet here, they got laundry. Kind of a master type bathroom, closet. Coming back into the living room. All types of people walking around. There's your laundry. Each of the properties have their own balcony. So again, we're never gonna close the gap completely. Between the Class A luxury building that's next door, but we don't need to. We need to close the gap 25-30%. We need to, instead of being $750 a month lower in rents than what they are, we need to just get to be $500 less per month. $400 less per month, and it's going to be a big win for us and our investors. Let's see what the next video is. I really want to find the corner unit. Audience and be like, yeah, I'll live there. Yeah, here's a corner unit. So you got the big windows. You got the view of Miller Park there in downtown. You got the big windows, kitchen with the bar. It's a big living room. Camera might not do it, might not justify it because of the type of lens that I have on there, but it's a big living room. You got little foyer entrance area. That used to be a manufacturing plant there, a factory that they've converted right here. They've converted into office space, so that's a cool little building too that you get a cool view of. One of the bedrooms, views from the bedrooms. You got a patio, decent, nice little deck. It's off your. And here going to the second bedroom. Maybe am I gonna take a left? Yep, there we go. Second bedroom. I think. Nope, that's not the. It's got the walk-through closets to the bathroom in that unit. So that's the basics right there. But this deal, we're projecting to year one to our investors about ballpark like 9 point. I can take that money in. I don't know, about 9%. 9% cash on cash return. If you're listening right now, you should go to YouTube, check out Justin Spaulding Show, episode 20, because you can see the video on there, because we're sharing my screen. You can see the video, and you can get the tour of the upcoming deal. So, buddy, let's get me back to full screen. So we're excited to close that deal. We pretty much have all the due diligence done. The money's raised. We got about $8 million of equity coming in that we raised really quick again. The deal back in January raised $10 million in just a handful of days. Same type of deal here. So we're excited. We're all the way through the property condition assessments. Basically, all we have left is the appraisal to come through, and the lender does a walkthrough, and that's about it. We've already done lease audits. We've done our unit inspections. Our team has been through about 70 to 80% of the units in total, and have our notes and documentations on them. We kind of have the lender did a property condition assessment, but then we also get our own. We hire an engineer to come through and do our own property condition assessment. We started doing that for the simple fact that a lot of these lender PCAs we've found have not been very detailed and almost have been more of like checking the box, and they haven't been very thorough, and we've kind of been screwed or left out to dry on some of the things that we didn't know about getting into some other deals. It's all going to be all good. We're going to figure them out, but it's just nice to know ahead of time. Hey, these are the exact maintenance things. The person that we engaged to do a PCA. Their report was about 78 pages long, and then there's a supplemental report that was about 50 pages long that's just on the roof. So 78 on like the garage spaces, the common spaces, all the HVAC systems, the apartments, the exterior facades, structural, plumbing, electrical, and then there's a supplemental document that's all on the roofing, on all 4 buildings, the flat roof and then the 3 pitched roofs. And it got as detailed as the biggest problem that we have with the roofs is there's a 4 square foot section on the roof that has some soft decking that we know about now we can replace, and there's a lot of sealant that we need to put around, roof cement and stuff like that we need to put around, like vents and all this stuff. There's some capping that we have to do to prevent water intrusion, which is just going to give us even more length more time, more life on the roofs, right? So it's nice to get ahead of this and just to really, we want to be able to take care of the assets so we don't have big expenditures, later down the road when we own it, or when we go to sell, the same thing. Like we want to make things last as long as possible so that if we hold this for 4 years or 3 years or 5 years or 7 years, it's still in really good condition. So they reevaluated then and they say, wow, with this maintenance programs that you guys put in, these things still have 7 to 9 more years or 10 plus years of life expectancy. And that makes it that much more valuable when you go to trade the deal in the future. You're not going to have someone else backing out because we didn't take care of the assets. So that's a little bit about the deal. Super excited about it. If you haven't gotten into the data room yet, I'm more than happy to get you into the data room so you can kind of see how we put together deals, see our offerings on it. See kind of our projections and stuff like that. You'll have to sign a private placement memorandum and all that stuff. In order to invest with us, you got to be an accredited investor. Sign the private placement memorandum, the subscription agreement, the operating agreements. But we're excited and we're already we have a handful of units. Like I'd love somehow, some way. This will take us to about 878 units, 900 units ish when we close in June. Somehow, some way, want to find a way to get to 1,500 to 1,750 units this year yet. We have some more stuff in the pipeline right behind this that's coming. Kind of down the chute. Is it going to work out? You never know, but that's why you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and then eventually something breaks through. You have a breakthrough, and you get what you need to happen. It'll shake out if you keep speaking the vision and working towards the vision. It all ends up working out one way or another. So that being said, I'm going to go through Instagram really quick. I just want to see if we have questions on Instagram yet. Someone asked on here, what do you do with $220,000 invested in the market but no real estate? I'd sell and get out of the market and put it into real estate. That's what I would do. Then another question was, do you buy your first property in this market or wait it out? Guys, the best time to buy real estate is right now, today. The next best time is tomorrow. Actually, I take that back. I think the saying goes, the best time to buy real estate was yesterday. The next best time is today. And so, I get this all the time. We've talked about this on the show before. Wait it out for what? Like you might be waiting another 14 years for a correction. You might be waiting 3 years for a correction. You don't know. But if you have the mindset of you're in this for the long term, right? And if you can get into a deal and understand that, hey, I'm okay with having this deal for 40 years if that's what it takes. Any deal that you buy today, at some point in time over the next 15 years, will be worth more than what it is today, period. Over 40 years, it will be worth more than what it is today. So you have to have the mindset of, yes, things are more expensive than yesterday when you compare it, right? But you go back to the 60s. I mean, what I always think about is my grandpa always, when we're back in Black River Falls, I remember my grandpa, we were driving downtown, he said, I used to rent an apartment right up there for $50 a month. And it was back in the 50s or something like that. And it's like, holy crap. Like, so if you're willing to hold on long enough, like there's going to be times when it comes down. But you got to have a plan. You got to have cash reserves. You got to be able to figure it out and get through those 6 horrible months, 18 horrible months, 24 horrible months, and then you're going to be just fine because prices will come back up. So another question from Instagram was, some investors trust you enough to not even see what the deal looks like? Yes. There are some people that just say, hey, whatever deal you have, let me know, and I'm going to put 50K, 100K, 150K, 200K, 250K towards it, and just allocate my capital that way, give it to you because they trust me as the jockey. They don't necessarily care what the horse is. So, yes, some investors definitely do trust me enough to not even see what the deal looks like. None of our investors are coming and going through the property. They're seeing pictures, they're seeing videos from online, they're seeing our offering, and they're investing that way. Another question, whenever you venture out of Wisconsin and your property tax attorney cannot reach the market, Ryan LLC can take care of you throughout the entire country. Okay. Are you looking for deals in Texas? So we're currently looking in Wisconsin, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and Texas. So that's where we're looking right now. Another question. Someone asked me, thanks, Monty. Someone asked me my Instagram post on seller financing mentioned a structure including a balloon payment on the seller's note. Just out of curiosity, at what point of your learning and absorbing of deal structures did you learn that? It's just like any note. Any note comes due at some point before it's actually paid off in full. If you have something amortizes over 30 years, 99% of loans do not actually expire 30 years from now. You can find some stuff like that from HUD, but you go to a bank, if it's a 5-year term, it means they're going to amortize it over 30 years. It's a 5-year term. That means the debt's due in 5 years. You got a balloon payment coming up in 5 years. So seller financing is no different. But once again, it's a negotiation on how long it can go. Someone asked the deal that we were just talking about earlier, did we close that deal already? No, not yet. Soon we're closing it. Do we have any other? I'm just looking through Instagram to see if we have any other questions right here. Nope, no other questions on there. So Maudine, if you want to fire up the questions that we had already. It's already 12:45. All right, so we got like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Go through some of these. I think I did have more questions come in, Maudine, that I'll get to you and we can add to next week's folder or something. Here's a question. Would you buy a negative cash flow 8 units as a first multifamily deal? It has upsides. It has upsides, and I have single family experience. Yes, I would buy a negative cash flowing deal if the upside is good enough, right? This building you see behind me, it was a ballpark 75% occupied, but the rents in the market was about 97, 99% occupied. And the rents were actually, $250 a month to $500 a month below market. That we bought essentially cash flow negative day one. But when you look at all angles of the deal, it made sense for us to pull the trigger. This one could be the same, could be different. I'm not saying yes, go for it. But yes, I would buy a negative cash flow 8 units if there is enough upside and if I feel like it's the upside is worth it, right? Like what's the upside? How much is it? How vacant is it? How easy is it to take it from turn it to negative to positive cash flow and then still be able to turn it into 10x positive cash flow, right? Next question.
Second.
I talk a lot about that too in I think episodes 18 and 19. We talk a lot about that. Someone, Eddie on YouTube just popped up. He's watching live. Eddie, appreciate you, man. Eddie is always, dude, Eddie has been following me for like, if you're watching on the screen, you can see his question pop up there. He's been following me probably for like 4 years. He's bought my products. He's bought my time. And what he did with that stuff is he's gone out and turned it into, Eddie, I don't know, what do you have, like 30 units now or something like that? Eddie's crushing it. Eddie's like changing, and I know he's had his ups and downs on that deal and everything. But man, he's getting his foot in the door. He's getting a track record. He's promoting himself. He's having success. Proud of you, Eddie. Eddie said, how did you structure your home purchase on the lake? Was it regular purchase or some investment structuring involved? I bought it through an LLC is how we own it right now. So yes, some investment structuring involved, but yet at the same time, my accountants are pulling back the reins on me right now. I'm not saying this is how it will be forever with how aggressive we're being as treating it like an investment property. So there's that. Next question, Maudine, on the screen. Eddie answered the question. 42 units, looking at 48 units off market right now, fingers crossed. And by the way, Eddie is like 20, I know he's younger than me. I'm going to say he's 25 to 30 years old. And Eddie, you're in Alabama, I think, right? Alabama. Or Mississippi, one of the two down there. But dude, it's awesome to see your growth. If you guys are watching right now, go check out Eddie's stuff. I know he's posted about his building and it was like a complete rehab. Like you should go check out his page because what he's had to do there, the place was disastrous and they've had to do so much work. And it's one of his first deals, and he's been able to learn a lot from that deal, and the knowledge that he's gained from going through that experience, on top of the monetary benefits he's going to have, is going to be just ginormous. So, and Eddie, just keep crushing it, buddy. Go get those 48 units that are off market, and go find a way to make it happen, man. All right, Maudine, next question. Who's your next opponent in golf? We didn't even talk about this yet. So if you guys saw the cover page, the cover photo to this week's episode, it's me with a driver in my hand and the crown on and the trophy. So Ryder and I had bet our sales rep Ryder if he hit X amount of sales, and this was like 4 weeks ago. And by the way, my target that I set for him was way too low. So he's never going to get that easy breaking. But I said he likes to golf. I like to golf. So I said, hey, if you get this goal this week, I'll take you golfing to a nice golf course. We went to the Oaks in Cottage Grove in Wisconsin. It's a nice course. It's not like PGA nice, but it's nice. Maudine was there. Maudine's like, this is Maudine's quote of the day. This is my first time stepping foot on a golf field.
How you call it?
Remember that?
Yeah.
Golf course. Golf course. Maudine's like, first time on a golf field. And then like on the 9th hole, Maudine's like, maybe it was the 3rd hole. He reaches down, he's like, is this even real? Is this grass real or fake?
Yeah.
He thought it was fake because it looked so nice, It looked like Augusta, right? But, anyway, I beat Ryder. We're going to have about a 5-minute video come out. Is that coming out today?
Yeah, it's ready.
It's ready. So Maudine went with us and got content of this because the office was actually placing bets on who was going to win. Ember, pissed at you. You were back in Ryder. Like, come on.
Same. Me too.
Were you? You really were?
Yeah.
And you weren't just sucking up to Ryder? You were. Who else picked? I mean, I can watch the video, but who else picked Ryder? Just you two?
Yeah.
Everyone else knows. All right, so my next opponent, I don't know. I mean, we got some people around here that like to golf, so I mean, it might be Ryder again. It might be, might be one of the painters. I know that I think who is I think might be very like stealthy, like a talented golfer. Michael Warren, painter Michael. The other day he was sitting in the office because they were waiting to get the next job, and Ryder's telling him about the golf, and I think you guys were talking about it right when you were making the video, and him and Clark were there. And Michael and Ryder just goes to Michael, you golf? And Michael goes, yeah. And the way he said yeah wasn't like cocky. It was just very nonchalant and but he never bragged himself up and never talked trash. And so I think that he's actually someone that has some. I think he might be sneaky. I think I gotta I have to stalk him somehow and see if I can see from the bushes how good he is at golf if I try to take him on. But the way he said that. Yeah, you bet, Eddie. Go crush it. So I don't know who the next golf opponent's going to be, but maybe that's going to be the new series. Maybe we'll have 5 episodes this year, the match 2, the match 3, the match 4, the match 5, and bring different employees golfing and see who wins. Maybe we can get a 2-on-2 thing going with a scramble, best ball type thing as the match 2. Maybe that's what we'll do. All right, next question. How would you recommend a student interested in real estate investing get started? I read books and I just went out and looked at deals for 4 years before I did anything. And that started when I was a sophomore in college. So that's what I would do. I mean, you see my book right here at the bottom of the screen. You can go check out my book, justinspaulding.com. You can go to the store and I have different products there. Get the book and learn. Go read about successful people doing what you want to do and then follow the 1 or 2 that are on that path that you're on. Don't start listening to too many people. Don't get too wide of how many people you're listening to. You'll be frozen and won't know what to do. If you listen to myself and you listen to Dave Ramsey, you're going to be definitely confused because we have very much conflicting ways to go about things. So do that. Go out and look at deals. Find a way to make money. Save the money. And then pull the trigger once you've looked at enough deals and you know that you found the right one. Don't be scared. Don't make an excuse. Go out and buy the deal, right? And then you got to promote your track record. So as you're having success, don't think you're being arrogant or cocky or whatever. Go out and promote your track record. There's nothing wrong with promoting your track record. You've got to let other people know what you're doing, what you're trying to do, what you've done so far, as much or as little as it can be, and just be honest and transparent with people. And you're gonna find people that are gonna lock arms with you and go out and do really, really awesome things. Maudine, next question. This might be the last one because I gotta get off here and I got a phone call coming up. Let's see. Do we have another one on?
Because this is the one I have ready. The last one I have ready. Because I'm making the questions.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. How involved are you in the stock market and why? I'm zero involved in the stock market. I have 5 digits worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum, about 30% Ethereum and 70% Bitcoin. I have not bought and sold, which I'm like, Jesus, I probably should have sold at this point and bought again, but I don't follow it closely enough day in, day out to be able to, because I'm busy doing what I'm doing. Not an excuse, it's just the truth. And so I'm just consistently when it goes down, and then when it goes down pretty significantly, those days it goes down 7, 10, 15, 20%, whatever, that's when I'll buy more. So like the last time I bought was actually a couple weeks ago when everyone was freaking out because it went from like 62,000 down to like 48,000 or something like that, and that's when I bought. And then it went back up, and then it came back down. And so, but I haven't been selling. I haven't been trying to guess it. I'm just hoping that everyone that's saying that this is going to be a $100,000 thing in a year or per coin, that's going to be $1 million thing per coin 3-4 years from now, 5 years from now, 6 years from now. I'm just playing the long game on it. I'm not trying to guess it, and it's also with money that if it goes to zero, it's not gonna, it would suck, but it's not gonna like crush me or anything. So other than that, though, I have zero in the stock market. I haven't anything in the stock market in like forever. So once again, if I played it right, and actually what I might do next time is still have 6 digits, 7 digits laying around in a bank account, and if I do, and if something happens that happened last March during COVID and everything tanks, I'll go and buy companies that I like, that I buy stuff from, that I enjoy, whatever, and get a discount on it and ride it up for a year or whatever. But I just haven't been there. Everyone here knows where my business or where my money's going. That's towards real estate. That's towards prime painters. That's towards Spaulding Group to build the infrastructure. I'm not trying to gamble in something that I don't really know and lose a lot of money. But I've got enough people that I actually listen to, which I don't listen to too many people. The actual people that I listen to, the number of them is so small, and enough of those people are saying good things and have good things to say about them and sharing. I've been getting educated, and as I've been getting educated, that's when I've been buying the dips. So I believe enough in it for the long term that's why I've been doing that. So this is the last question you said. All right,
I have
perfect.
one more if you want, but if you have to go, it's almost one.
I gotta roll. So thank you guys so much for joining us for the 20th episode. Next week I'm out of town, so actually we pre-recorded a video yesterday that will be actually pre-recorded the podcast for episode 21 that will be played next week. I think it's going to be one of the top 2 or 3 episodes so far, just because the conversation we had a guest on, and just because of the conversation that was said or had. I think that I draw some stuff out on how our businesses operate and everything, stuff that I haven't really shared in as much detail and in visuals before is going to be shared. So I think if you want to tune in to get some knowledge and see how we really do things around here, it'll be a good episode to tune into next week. Again, please don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, our YouTube channel. Share this with other people. Please share this. If this is bringing you value, like I'm doing this for free, right? So if you could just share this, that'd be how you could compensate me. That would be the world. But until next time, thank you for joining us on The Justin Spaulding Show, episode 20. We will see you next week for The Justin Spaulding episode, The Justin Spaulding Show, episode 21. If I get the words out of my mouth. Have a great weekend. Go be productive. Go follow your dreams, not anyone else's. Don't do what other people say. Go do what you want to do in life. Whatever it is, go chase it. Chase it down. Go get it. We'll talk.